All right, this is Cardinal Country. We're joined by Braeden Childress. Braeden, you're actually one of my favorite athletes that I got to watch over the last couple of years. Grad of Big Rapids High School 2018. Played 3 years varsity at Big Rapids, 1 year varsity at Baldwin before you came to Big Rapids, so 4-year varsity athlete. And that was basketball and football, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then you're transferring right now to Kentucky State University. KYSU, not just to play football anymore, though. You're also going back to the basketball court, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm excited. It's kind of weird because a lot of people have been telling me, like, I wish we would have been able to see you play basketball at that level and see what you could do. So, when Kentucky State offered me for both sports, it was like a dream come true. Not a lot of people get to say, especially where I'm from, that they got to play 2 sports, at the next level. So I'm excited.
And you're at this point, though, you're not even sure where you're going to play.
No, not on the basketball court. I don't, but I just been working for it.
So you started out after high school. When you graduated, you went to Central, but you were offensive there, right? Were you recruited as a tight end?
Originally, I was recruited as an athlete. So when I went there, I was a tight end, but then I got switched to DN.
Okay, and then that's where you are now.
Yeah.
So you're going to be a DN, outside linebacker. Excited for that?
Oh, yeah.
Really
excited.
In my opinion, big Bears fan, so I get to watch guys like Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
That looks like the most fun position to play.
It is, and that's really the reason why I switched to defense. At first, honestly, I didn't play defense until senior year over here at Big Rapids, so it was kind of a surprise to me that I actually wanted to convert all the way over to the defensive side of the ball, but just after training for it and at that position, I fell in love with it. So
yeah,
and like you said, just attack guys, go at guys all game. Nonstop is
that's all you do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Can't ask for nothing better. So.
Yes. Sounds like that's going to be a lot of fun for you. And then I've actually known quite a few kids back, even in my playing days and stuff. Kids I played against at the Division II level who did exactly what you're doing. They tried out a MAC school or a Big Ten school, and they transferred down because the opportunity.
Right.
You're probably going to play all the time, and now you also get to play basketball.
Yeah.
So it's. Some people just get stuck. The only reason I bring that up is because some people get stuck. They're like, oh, once you go D1, it's like D1 or bust. It's like, not really, actually. Like, I knew a lot of kids who had much better careers transferring down.
Yeah. I had, once I entered the portal, when I decided I was transferring from Central, I had D1 offers, 2 of them, Morgan State and Northern Alabama. But, the HBCU one, that route was extremely, a light going off. Like, this is the direction you need to take. But another thing was I talked to a player at the D2 level that's on the team I'm going to, and he just told me at the D2 level you have so much more time to focus on academics, and at D1 level you're from 5:30 a.m. probably to about 6:30 p.m. strictly football and classes, and then academics after that. So, the biggest thing is even starting in high school, I've always wanted to use sports to get an education, not the other way around. So I'm never going to fall victim to becoming an athlete before a student athlete.
It's very smart. That's incredibly admirable, very smart. And that's true. You're there to be a student and then an athlete, right. And the athletics helps provide for the academics. That's really cool. So what's your major? What do you want to go into?
Education.
Really?
Yep.
What kind of teacher?
I want to be like a gym teacher.
Yeah.
Eventually, be a coach and eventually become an AD.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah. That'd be cool. So when a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, but when are you planning on moving? When do you guys start classes, etc.?
So I was supposed to move in about a week and a half ago, and then they moved all the classes to online. So right now the plan is just to go the rest of the semester online, and then in the spring everybody moved down there. But classes started last week. Already, missed the classes. Just finished some homework actually before I came up here. So
yeah, a little weird.
Yeah, it is. But actually, last semester was my best semester, and we were online for the majority of the semester. I finished with a 3.6, so
nice.
Wasn't where I wanted to be exactly, but I'm working towards it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good, man. So let's go back in time a little bit to Big Rapids High School. So you transferred in from Baldwin your sophomore year, immediately jumped into a very prominent role on both the gridiron and the basketball court. What was your favorite moment? We got to go sport by sport here because you even jumped onto the baseball diamond your senior year for some of my favorite coaching moments I've ever had. But what was your favorite moment in football playing at Big Rapids?
I have to go sophomore year at Escanaba. being down 17-0. Well, I want to say like 2 minutes left in the second quarter. You know, I looked over at the sideline and seen a lot of people with their heads down. And it was just like, we didn't come this far to lose. Told coach, like, we just got to get in the end zone before half and we'll be fine. That's what we did. We scored, came back out. They shut them down the second half and we ended up winning. And that was, you know, the momentum of that game, just the whole swing, because they came out and scored 2 in a row. Their student section was going crazy. So it went from our crowd being quiet to our crowd being loud at the end of the game. And that was something special.
Yeah, that was a good game. I actually got to drive all the way up there, cover that game for you guys. I remember that. That was a very good game, because the whole time I remember dreading the drive up, and then we were going to drive back that same night. Yeah. But on the way back, it wasn't so bad. It was me and Bill Beckwith, because we just talked about the game the whole way back. You know, that's a great moment to highlight. So let's flip it. What was your least favorite game you ever played? And this is probably a tougher question.
I have to go, I would say sophomore year against Reed City. It was homecoming. We should, to me, to this day, I still look back and say we should have won that game. We had a touchdown in the end zone, touchdown pass that was called incomplete by one ref, and touchdown by the other that was eventually no touchdown. And then the 75-yard run from Zach Baldwin that was called back. So I always think we should have won that game. You know, obviously they're our rivals, so that one always eats at me. But, you know, every time I got to step on the field, it was always a blessing. You know, whether win or lose, it was always a blessing to go out there and be able to do what I love to do. So.
Yeah, that's cool. So probably along those same lines, who was your favorite and least favorite team to play against?
I have to say, got to go Reed City just because of the hype. You know, everybody in town, if it's Reed City week and I go to the stores, we're going to beat them this week. And, you know, always the same answer. We're going to give it our all. So definitely Reed City. You know, that rival brought a lot of tension, a lot of greatness out of a lot of people that you didn't necessarily see in previous weeks or weeks to come after. But definitely them for my favorite. I'll say least favorite. I don't think I had a least favorite. You know, like I said, every time I got to play the sport, it was a blessing. So I just went out and had fun every time.
Yeah. So let's go to basketball. What was your favorite moment in basketball that you guys had?
The Brez run was really, really, really fun.
It's probably tough to beat that.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I can't put any game over the Garber game. You know, they had a guy that I want to say he had 30-some points the night before we played him, and he was just supposed to kill us. And nobody really had us winning that game. And you know, we flipped the script and ended up winning by 20+ points. So.
I forgot about that game. And the whole town showed up.
Yeah, but that game was packed. Like people standing on the sideline. Yeah.
And that's what I remember sitting down, getting ready for the broadcast, and that's all everyone was pointing out, that kid. Yeah. They were like, oh, he's averaging like 35 a game. Like, you're not going to be able to stop him.
And they had beat Elma, who had beaten us in the regular season.
Yeah.
They beat them in the district final. So everybody really just wrote us off. And to come in and beat them the way that we did to get to the Breslin, that was probably my funnest.
Yeah. That was...
I'd say the worst one. I wouldn't even say the worst game because we still won. But I'd say the worst experience I had in basketball was my sophomore year. First time playing at Reed City, actually. There was about a minute left. Less than a minute, actually. And I want to say we were up by 2. Yeah, we were up by 2. On offense, I got fouled to go to the line. So I had the opportunity to put us up 4 points. And my first free throw, air ball. And the student section just started yelling, air ball, air ball. So on my second free throw, I'm just thinking, I just got to hit the rim. Like, forget making it, I just got to hit the rim. And I hit the rim. They got the rebound and got a chance to shoot the game-winning shot, but they missed it. So I'll say that definitely was my least favorite moment on the basketball court.
Yeah. Man, teams you were with, though, that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
You guys were a lot of fun to watch. The tandem with you and Meach, too, was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
So then we get to go to my favorite sport. Your senior year, you decided you want to come out for baseball. So why did you want to come out for baseball senior year?
To be honest, because we lost to Reed City last game of basketball. So I couldn't go out with an L to them on my belt. So and plus, you know, I had grew up. My dad was my little league coach all the way, you know. I just stopped playing my freshman year just to focus on football and basketball. And then, like I said, after I lost to them, I was like, I can't go out like this. So then that moves forward to my favorite game in baseball would be against them when I hit that home run.
Yep.
I remember their players were talking mess, which I didn't know people talk mess in baseball, but their players were talking mess to me, telling me I wasn't going to go D1 and I wasn't a baseball player. And then I came out and hit a home run, so that felt good.
And that ended the series right there, too, because wasn't that in game 1?
Yeah, that was game 1.
And I mean, game 2 was over.
Yeah.
Like we knew
they threw their best pitcher game 1, so we knew we had it in the bag.
Yeah. I mean, that just shifted the momentum.
That's kind of hard to put that one over the what was it, regionals that we were at?
That was my next moment for you. You hit the walk-off single, send us to the regional final.
And I was actually like, I feel like I was in a slump towards the end of the season. I hit really well in the beginning, and I was in the slump. So I feel like when I got up to that at bat, a lot of people was like, Braden's up the bat. I don't know. Then I just remember that shot right past the second baseman. No, shortstop.
Shortstop, yeah.
Right past shortstop. That feeling, seeing everybody just run out, that felt so good. Then next game was still fun. We still battled.
Yeah.
But that was a ride. And it was good being able to play baseball because I was more relaxed playing that sport and was able to have more fun playing that sport. Whereas in football and basketball, I was always on edge, like with the attack mindset. So it was good to be able to relax and play a sport.
Yeah. And a big thing I always have given you credit for throughout that season, other than the fact that coming out ice cold, hadn't played in years, and then you're able to pick up a bat and do some damage and lock down first base for us. But I mean, it really was how you handled the dugout. I thought that kind of how you're describing the Escanaba game, that was like every day, like watching that in the dugout. Because, we had some of the guys who were a little younger, who were playing up maybe or got put into some big situations and they didn't really know how to handle it. But I just remember you in the dugout always, come on, let's go. I loved it.
I mean, we had a great team. Like, we were loaded, and I just knew how great we could be. And I know I wasn't the best player on that team, but I know I could bring what I had to offer plus a leadership role, And later down the road, I feel like it paid off.
Oh, yeah. Coach Doherty and I talk about it all the time. We were very happy that you came out. And even your older brother, when he came out, I mean, he struggled to put a ball in play most of the time, but he found a way to get on base. Yeah. I think he stole home like 3 times in a season. I mean, it's like he just was a scrappy, smart player. Yeah. Like both you guys, you guys are just both great to have on the team. It was great. The only thing that I wish is that you came out 3 more years, or 2 more years prior.
My dad always says that too, and he wants to see me play baseball at the next level as well, but I don't know. I would love to. And when I watch MLB games, I watch the first baseman. I always like, I could do that.
Yeah,
I really can. Like, I feel like I could play that position. But
you played it pretty well, and you even played it pretty well with like what I would call a dish towel for a glove. Yeah. That glove was kind of junk, and you still were locking it down over there.
That was my first time having a true first baseman over in Baldwin when I played off first base, but I always had like a regular infield glove. So that was amazing to me having that. Yeah.
It's a big floppy glove. Yeah. All right, so let's jump back to present time here and heading down to KYSU. So, what are some of your expectations once you get down there? I mean, let's forget about all this COVID stuff and all that. When you get an opportunity to play, what are some of your expectations?
Just to show myself and show that I am the player I once was and better now because of the training I've got. I'm expecting to come down to a team that wants to win. Coach Jackson, will be his 3rd season. Came from the Falcons most recently. He's beaten 2 D1 teams at the D2 level. So I'm expecting to come down to a group that wants to win, wants to compete, and I'm all for it.
And before we got on here, I thought that you had a pretty interesting it was part of our conversation, but just a couple lines there about how it's nice at the college level. Your coach he expects you to be there to win. He expects everybody to be there to work your butt off so that you can win and put everything in. And you think that you like that. Yeah.
Well, see, at the high school level, I feel like coaches are preparing the kids for college. And then at the college level, coaches are preparing us for the pros or just life. So it's bigger than just X and O's. They, tell us, like, this is how you're supposed to act. We're not going to, come watch you guys or make sure you're not doing this. We're just going to expect that you're doing the right thing. And if, you get off task or if you're off on the wrong path, they'll set you straight. So.
Yeah. So what about for basketball?
Well, for basketball, I've watched film on both their football and basketball team, watched some of their games, and their basketball team is scrappy. I know I'm going to have to go down there and compete, to get some playing time. I watched their game against Kentucky University, and they were in the game for the whole first half. So,
really?
Yeah, the second half kind of went downhill, but that first half showed me a lot because they're, like I said, they're scrappy guys. They want to win. So just the opportunity to play basketball again, I'm really excited for, honestly.
Yeah. That's awesome, Bray. It's been real good talking with you, catching up with you. It's very exciting. This opportunity you got to go down and play. Hopefully everything kind of goes without any hiccups as far as getting on the field.
Right. Yeah.
Get you guys out there. You know. So I really appreciate you coming in. Though it was really good to see you.
It was nice seeing you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.